Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at Jakarta Soekarno-Hatta International Airport at Terminal 3 waiting for a SkyTrain to Terminal 1, and I'm going to be flying Lion Air aboard a Boeing 737 from here in Jakarta back to Denpasar Negara Rai International Airport. It's going to be a very rushed one today because I'm sitting here at a separate terminal when my plane's probably boarding in about 35 minutes. So yeah, just waiting here for the Jakarta SkyTrain. The International and Garuda terminal here in Jakarta is absolutely massive and it's really cool, but very confusing to make your way around here. Here is the Jakarta SkyTrain, which goes between all three terminals anywhere from every 15 to 30 minutes, and it's free. This one's very empty. Jakarta Soekarno-Hatta Airport is so much bigger than I thought. It's absolutely massive. A lot of motorbikes down there, more than I've ever seen in one spot before. And a lot of cars. This is Terminal 2. That over there looks like it's Terminal 1, which is where we're headed. They're all motorbikes there. Scooters, motorbikes. Okay, we've made it. Now let's just hope we can get through security and check in before the plane leaves. Okay, so we've got to go down here. And by the way, I have already checked in online. I just need to print my boarding pass and go through security. Okay, so this appears to be the main area here in Jakarta. Or Jakarta Terminal 1, that is. Okay, so believe it or not, Google was wrong. It's not Terminal 1. All Lion Air flights go from Terminal 2, I believe. And so now my plane's meant to leave in 28 minutes and I'm still not through security. However, according to the board, we haven't started boarding yet, so fingers crossed we'll make this. Okay, don't have baggage, so let me just go and do check-in. We're too late for check-in there, so our best option now is to go through security and see if they can get us through the gate. I would like to apologise in advance for this incredibly rushed departure. Still doesn't say that we started boarding yet, so please, I really hope we'll make this. We have gate 3. By the way, in case you wonder, Google still says it's Terminal 1. We haven't gone through security yet. I think you have to go through security just before the gate. Made it through security. The lovely security guards were very understanding and helped us get through quickly. We're still boarding, so fingers crossed we can get a boarding pass done and we'll actually make it on board this plane. He's just escorting us to the gate. Here's the departure section. Sorry if I'm not filming much because I need to be very quick. I believe another passenger has just informed me that our plane's been delayed 20 minutes, which might save us here, but it's so unorganised. Just no one really knows what's going on here at Lion Air.
Your attention please, customer of Lion Air on flight number CG-5342.
Okay, this seems to be somewhat of a seating area out here, but not a very nice terminal compared to the other two, I must admit. But that's okay. Our plane has now officially been delayed an hour, which is to be expected with Lion Air, to be honest. Apparently, I'm going to be let on the plane, but I don't have a boarding pass, so I'm hoping to be able to get one. So, yeah.
What was around there?
Once again, would like to apologise for the incredibly rushed start. Still no more updates other than that hour-long delay. Just heading to the gate now to see if I can find any more info. Something that I do find a bit shocking is there's no Wi-Fi, which is quite incredible, really. A big airport like this, all the other terminals have it, so a bit sad, really. Just realised there's Wi-Fi back in there, but there's no Wi-Fi here, which is interesting. Yeah. Still no more info. Just tried to get my boarding pass reprinted there, but apparently that's not customer service. Don't know where customer service is because I don't speak English, but yeah. Still no more word on the delay. So I forgot to turn my mic back on, and so I've got to do a voiceover now, which is a bit annoying, but that's okay. So just went back through security and got my boarding pass reprinted at one of the check-in desks. The agent was pretty friendly, however, it did take a good moment to get there because there was barely anyone and it was just very confusing. So yeah, got my boarding pass and now going to head back through the departure section and through security, I guess. Okay, so I think a plane just landed here. Just sitting back to the departures area, just realised I forgot to turn on my mic before that last recording, so sorry about that one. I would have done a voiceover there. It's not the best terminal here, I will say that much. Still don't know what's going on, but I'm just happy that I've got my boarding pass now. I'll keep you updated, but for now I'm just going to relax. Just there you can see a C-130 of some sort. Don't know what airline or Air Force it is, but C-130 nonetheless. China Airlines taxiing behind there. A Lion Air plane which is not ours. But yeah, Jakarta's really good for plane spotting. A whole lot of other planes parked at remote stands over there. Just out here, which is a very good plane spotting area actually. The best thing about this terminal, to be honest. See more Lion Air 737-900s. So I believe they have about 60 737-900s at the moment and 35 or so 738s in service. According to Flight Radar 24, that plane back there should be our plane for today. However, I have no idea if that's actually what our plane's going to be. Just sitting down on the floor here because there's no seats. Since we've been delayed for so long, Lion Air very kindly gave us a little cup of water here, which by the way is quite hard to drink out of, but they did give us straws. And then just here we have a boutique branded, I think it's a box of cookies or something. I don't know, I've seen a lot of people with it. Biscuit. I think it's just plain biscuits. Could be worse though. Didn't see these, but there's some crushed cookies here too. I believe that's the Indonesian Air Force Boeing 737. Just figured out that was actually an Indonesian Air Force 737-900, and the C-130 was also Indonesian Air Force. Okay, so after all of that and so much confusion, someone just came to us and personally told some of us, I don't think they told all of us, that we do have a gate change, and now we're at D6, which I don't think is actually a gate, I think it's just a section. So yeah, really have no clue what's going on. Now we're here, which looks basically identical to the last place. Flight radar 24 ended up being the correct one today. Today's plane is PK-LSO. It's a 2016 built Boeing 737-900ER, delivered brand new to Thai Lion Air and was transferred to regular Lion Air, or this Lion Air here in Indonesia, back in 2020 at the start of COVID. So yeah, this should be our ride to Denpasar. I believe we've started boarding.
CT696 tujuan Surabaya. Silakan naik ke pesawat udara melalui pintu D4. Melalui pintu D4. Terima kasih. Your attention please.
Hi.
Thank you.
Terima kasih. Didn't get much of a response to my hello there. Also share it my boarding pass. Anyways, now let's board. One of CityLink's few A320neos, I think, just landed there. They have way more on order, but not many yet. It's taken a very long time to get onto this plane. Apa kabar?
Denpasar, Bali.
Sorry?
Destination to Denpasar, Bali.
Yes.
Number 27. Thank you.
Terima kasih. Welcome aboard the Lion Air Boeing 737-900, which is incredibly long. These seats look a lot nicer than some of the older 737-900 photos I've seen online. Another thing I've noticed is that so many people bring so much luggage because you have to pay extra to bring checked. So that's a bit annoying. But it's not just Lion Air that you have that issue with. My seat for today is 27F. There was someone in my seat, but the cabin crew kindly asked them to move out, which was nice of them. Okay. By the way, when I said nice of them, I mean that's nice of them to help me. So here's a nice view of the wing, and here's the seat, which I'll go through later. Very impressive looking baggage cart out there. Welcome aboard Lion Air's Boeing 737-900, seat 27F.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here, Bali speaking from Bali.
Now let's go through seat features of this aircraft. Okay, so now let's go through the seat features of the liner 737-900. So first up you have a big line parcel advertisement, and then up here you have the overhead panel, which, I mean, there's an aircon, I guess, but it's probably at about a third of what you'd normally get on airplanes. So it's very poor. You might have to pay an extra fee for that. And yeah, you also might want to pay a fee for a better baggage card. So yeah. That was another one of my not funny jokes, by the way. Anyways, let's continue with the seat features of this aircraft. So legroom here is pretty, well, very average. I think it's about 28 inches. I don't think it's 29. I doubt it. It doesn't feel like it's 29 inches, so I think 28 inches, which is sort of like the minimum you'll get on a low-cost airline. So not very good, but survivable for 1.5 hour flight. However, I'm only 150 centimeters, so if you're like more than 6 foot, it would be quite painful actually. Particularly for the 2.5 hour flights that this thing does sometimes. And just here in the seat back pocket you have the safety card and nothing else. No zip bags, which I've noticed don't often have in Indonesia. But and there's the prayer card as well, which they have on the Lion Air group, which is nice to see. Some sort of sticky, grubby thing down there. So I'm not going to put anything in the seat pocket, but yeah, the seat pocket hasn't been cleaned for a good minute. Keeping in mind this is just under 6 years old, this plane. However, what I will say is that it's not the worst condition I've seen a 6-year-old plane in before. Tray table here is good. It's a perfect size, it's pretty decent, and you can pull it out and push it in. Also, it's pretty clean, a few stains and stuff on it, but other than that, there's no actual stuff that should rub off easily. And yeah, there's no headrest. However, the seat padding is fine. It's pretty comfy actually, better than I was expecting. However, I could be wrong. I could just be feeling things, but I feel like the seat width is a little bit less than normal on 737s. Feels pretty tight. It's very hot on this plane, once again due to that lack of aircon. So yeah, that's about it for the seat features of this aircraft. My conclusion would be that it's one of the worst 737 seats I've seen. Once again, survivable for a flight of this length for me, but it would be really quite painful for anyone that's more than 6 foot, really. I think, anyway. So yeah, definitely something they could improve on. I can feel that the pushback truck just got a hold of us, and yep, here we go. Now time for pushback.
Thank you for the cooperation and have a very pleasant flight. Button demo position please, thank you. Para tamu yang terhormat, sesuai dengan peraturan keselamatan penerbangan sipil, kami mohon perhatian Anda saat awak kabin kami memperagakan cara menggunakan alat-alat keselamatan dalam pesawat. Dear guests, according to the Civil Aviation and Safety Regulation, we must demonstrate use of the safety equipment on board our aircraft. Please pay attention to flight attendants. Gunakan sabuk pengaman sebagai berikut. Bagaimana mengunci, mengeratkan, dan melepaskannya. Use the seatbelt as follows.
Probably going to have a delay of about 2.5 hours. I can see a queue of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planes for takeoff.
Tiba-tiba, masalah oksigen akan keluar dari panel
I
di
think
atas
we'll make
Anda
that 7.
sehingga terjangkau. Tarik masker ke arah Anda untuk mengalirkan oksigen. Middle cabin, for doors in a cabin. Perhatikan sejenak jalan keluar yang paling dekat dengan Anda. Pintu keluar terdekat mungkin ada di belakang Anda. Take a minute to look at the exit close to you. Note the nearest exit might be behind you. Dalam keadaan darurat, lampu petunjuk jalan keluar akan menyala untuk menunjukkan jalan keluar terdekat. Dibanding dengan sempurna, view pipa karet
It would
lampu
appear
akan
this
menyala
city
jika
link
baterai kerendam air.
A320 is trying to race us to be the next one in line for takeoff.
Should the life jacket fail to inflate,
Just out there is a Super Airjet owned, which is actually owned by Lion Air. Airbus A320
Kartu
that has
petunjuk
yet to be
keselamatan
painted
terdapat
into
di
Super
dalam
Airjet's
kantung
livery.
kursi di depan Anda. Kami mohon Anda membaca this flight more enjoyable to you. Please do not hesitate to let us know. Thank you for your kind attention. We wish you a very pleasant flight.
Berhubung dengan padatnya lalu lintas udara saat ini, kita
My ears are being
masih harus
broken as
menunggu
we
pengiriman
speak,
untuk
and
berangkat. Diperkirakan izin untuk
just
lepas
doing
landas
plane
akan
spotting. We've been
diberikan
here for
dalam waktu kurang
such a
lebih
long time now.
10
We're 20 minutes, I
Terima
think,
kasih atas
since we
kesabaran Anda sekalian.
got moving here. Still only halfway through.
Ladies and
the queue.
gentlemen, good afternoon. Compal speaking from the flight. Due to the fact that the takeoff is in 15 minutes, we appreciate your patience. Thank you.
Yeah, as he was saying, there's so much traffic here at Jakarta. As much as it's great to see a very busy airport again after COVID, it's still annoying. It seems to be CityLink rush hour here. I'm pretty sure this is the 6th CityLink I've seen take off or land while I've been waiting. It is now time for takeoff. Hoping to get a nice city view on takeoff here. Over the terminal on takeoff here. I can very vaguely see the massive city back there. Sorry about camera not focusing. The windows are quite dirty. There you can see the city. And all the crates down there. Okay, so just a quick update. Nothing at all has happened in the cabin. We're approaching the Surabaya area and the sun is slowly starting to set out there. And yeah, very uneventful. We did go through a patch of quite a few bumps since our cruising altitude seems to be right in the middle of some clouds. But yeah, otherwise nothing's really happened. completely forgot to mention earlier that it is really starting to get very cold here in the cabin. I think he asked the cabin crew to get ready for landing. But yeah, it's really cold here. It started off being really hot because the AC wasn't working, and now it's very cold. Okay, so the lights have just been switched on for landing, as it is now pretty dark out there. The crew have just announced that they're going to come around and collect rubbish, which is nice and not actually something I was necessarily expecting based off other things that have happened here on the Lion Air. So yeah, it's very cold though in this cabin. Anyways, since we have now started our descent, we should be landing probably in about 20-25 minutes or so. Now even more lights, including the seatbelt sign, has been turned on for landing.
Agar tetap duduk sampai pesawat berhenti dengan sempurna dan tanda kenakan sabuk pengaman dipadamkan.
I think we're now just descending through the clouds before we start our bumpy descent into descent and approach into Denpasar International Airport. Just had a few bumps, but they seem to have eased up a bit now. So yeah, it's very dark in the cabin now. Okay, now on final approach into Denpasar International Airport. It's very dark out there, which is why I'm filming a little bit more zoomed in because it's easier to actually see something. So yeah. Welcome to Bali.
Dear Council have just landed at Igusti Ngurah Rai International Airport of Denpasar, Bali. Please remain seated and fasten your seatbelt
There's also a
until
Qatar
the
Boeing
aircraft has come to
787
complete stop and the
that landed in
fasten
from
seatbelt
Doha.
sign has been switched. Please pay attention when opening the luggage bin as some items may fall out. And before disembarking, please check your personal belongings, the seat and the seat pocket, so there's nothing is left behind.
Once
Kami
again,
persilahkan
another
Anda
quick plane
untuk
there in the
turun ke
background. You can see
terminal dengan membawa serta
Singapore
seluruh
Airlines
barang-barang
Boeing
cabin Anda
787-10,
dan melapor di
which is
kantor Lion Air
a
bagian
pretty rare
Bali
type of Boeing
untuk proses
787.
penerbangan selanjutnya
And
dengan
there's a
pesawat
low-cost version
Lion
of
Air
Singapore
lainnya.
Airlines.
Terima kasih.
Just there's Scoot.
To all transit
Airbus
passengers, you are
A320.
kindly proceed to terminal building and take log with your cabin luggage and report to Lion Air cross stop and transit counter in the terminal building.
That was an incredibly hard break. The hardest I've ever had parking at an airport. Welcome to Bali. one thing I've definitely noticed is Liner's music choices quite interesting. Just about to deboard, we've been waiting a bit over 5 minutes now. I found a piece of the plane under the seat here. Interesting. Okay, so now time to deboard. Fortunately, we didn't get to deboard through the rear.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Terima kasih. Yeah, because that would have been nice to get a photo of the plane. But otherwise, it's fine. Terima kasih. Okay. It's a lot warmer here. Not night, smells a bit like donuts. In the jet bridge here. Just on a side note. Denpasar Bali Airport is most certainly still busy, which is surprising. I mean, it's quite a busy time for the international terminal, I knew that, because most Australian flights go in a couple hours, but yeah. Okay, so now that we're here at Denpasar Rai International Airport, about 2 hours and 40 minutes late, we're here. I think it's now a good time to summarise today's trip report. And, well, I like to start off by saying it's kind of hard to rate the check-in experience at Jakarta. In fact, I can't really, because I was rushing, because I was there like after check-in and closed. But luckily, the security guards were really friendly, actually, and they took me through quickly. But then we were delayed 20 minutes originally anyway, and then it just rolled on from there, and I eventually was able to go and get my boarding pass. So yeah, terminal there, Wi-Fi is very temperamental. It only works in patches, and yeah. Another thing to note would be that once you're through to the departure section, there's barely anywhere to eat. So, yeah. Boarding, not great. The jet bridge was actually fine, but the delay was just bad. We weren't informed, barely. You had to go and ask, otherwise they wouldn't tell you anything. And even if you asked, sometimes they got half the information wrong. So, yeah. Now, once we were on board, the crew, surprisingly, I wasn't really expecting it, but they were actually pretty nice. Whoops, I just got a shock. Not the most nice crew I've ever had, but one of the better ones I've had on a low-cost airline. So that's a plus. However, the seat really lagged. It was just not very comfy at all. It was really hot too. And then in the air, didn't get any service. It would have been nice if there was bar on board. I wouldn't expect anything complimentary, but yeah. And it got really cold, which is annoying. And then, landing, fine. We disembarked somewhat quickly. However, it would have been nice if they sped the process up by opening the back door and getting us off through the ramp. But yeah, that's about it for the conclusion. So, conclusion would be, well, it's hard for me to rate it off price, because at the moment, when I booked it, it was like 130 Australian dollars. However, I only booked that a couple of weeks ago, so that's a fair bit, at least a few 100,000 rupiah above the regular price. But considering normally I'd say it's only $10 to $20 cheaper, it's probably worth just flying Batik Air or CityLink, because I actually think CityLink's probably better. The terminal's definitely better, and also Garuda. So yeah, even Super Airjet, I haven't tried them, so I don't know how they are, but they might be alright. So yeah, verdict is, Ryanair's not great. If you need it to be punctual, don't choose them. But yeah, if you just want to get from A to B, then it should be fine. So yeah, but it's definitely worth considering other options, because it wasn't great at all. In fact, it was pretty poorly managed and everything. Wasn't very comfy on board either, so yeah. Thank you all for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be so much appreciated, but if not, that's okay. Check out my community tab for polls and stuff, and website for information on upcoming flights and easy navigation to find trip reports. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in my next video.